Good evening and welcome to the Tavern, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, bro. What's going on?
Has everybody recovered from their hangover from a major weekend?
No.
I didn't get my hole-in-one beverage.
You didn't get your hole-in-one beverage.
I wonder if Brooks ended up getting his last night. I mean, Michael Block was in the media circuit, so I don't know that he actually ended up paying up on that one. I need to
He probably
guys,
will this week.
Before we go any further, I first want to say, what's up, Brad? How are you, buddy? Brad, we saw your post, by the way, today. Sorry, buddy, didn't get in. They lost a good one there. You wish you were going. So just wanted to give you some props and a shout out.
So keep it up and just go for next year.
Yep. So, it was an awesome weekend. And I know we've had a conversation before we started here. We want to look forward before we look back. So definitely we're going to do that today before we recap today. So,
first things first, what's everybody drinking tonight?
Dave?
I'm drinking one of my local brews from Big Grove Brewery. This is called Brewers Not Bakers. It's a farmhouse style saison.
Is that a oil can? Like, is that a Foster's oil can? Like, it looks like
it's a crowler. Yes,
it's a crowler. Okay,
nice.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yes,
Nice.
We're not. I'm not pouring at PI and having to drink the Foster's way back when in the day.
No.
Going to Outback Steakhouse?
Yes.
Hooray, beer. Australian for beer.
Yeah.
I've got a Airport Road winery glass for Dave tonight. And I'm drinking an old fashioned.
Nice. So I got my PGA Championship iced tea lemonade from Sugarland. So
Nice.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go to the future, like Steve said. We're going to talk the Charles Schwab. So we're going to talk that before we dive into what was an amazing weekend. Let's just say, that was an amazing major.
I want to give as we dive in, and the field increased by 1 yesterday. I want to give a shout out to CBS for catching it and getting the video of the call coming in from the tournament director at Charles Schwab and adding Michael Block into the field this week. That was a really cool interview, really cool video to catch. And so we'll start with that and say kudos to him. I think I texted you guys. I know I texted some other people, and it was how soon does he get his first sponsors exemption? And next week. So we'll just say that.
Yeah.
Well,
and then he gets the RBC.
Yeah, he got
Canadian RBC
too.
Yeah. So
that was based off the hole-in-one, they said.
But it's really great that his boss was standing there in the background drinking tequila, and he's just like, "Can I have next week off?"
Yeah. Well, and the boss is going with him. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I know the boss will be going with him.
I'm pretty sure
the boss is going to ride that coattail when you're a member when you're the pro at a public club. The boss is going to ride that coattail because of the profile that's going to bring the club. So yeah, he's it.
Yes.
Well, two things have happened. Those people that are going to have to cancel their lessons are going to be okay with it. And they also realize that the prices have just gone up.
Yes.
They're not $125 a lesson anymore.
No more $2,300 or 2,300 lessons in order to get what he made yesterday. Yeah. So
but at least he's not like an amateur, and he gets to collect that winning.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
Nearly $300,000. So
yeah, life. That's great for us.
In his interview on the Golf Channel, they talked about on the Golf Channel last night. They were talking about the fact he said they asked him, because him and his son are both doing the longest day in golf for U.S. Open qualifying coming up, and they asked him about his son asked his wife, or the son's mom, who would you want to see win more? And obviously that puts a mom in a difficult position. And she said, Dad, because he can keep the money. Good political answer, Mom. So
Yeah.
no, kudos to that. So, but yeah, no, the field this week, golf course, Colonial, an old golf course, not a long golf course, not a really long golf course. I want 7,000, 7,100 yards. It's surprisingly, I'm going to say this, I'm surprised Colonial didn't get an elevated event.
Yeah, I think that it's tough because they're only giving out so many, and they're trying. Like we said, they're going to be switching some of those up in the year. So I think eventually it probably will. But it's deserving of that title, I think. And when you look at the field this week, we even said, we go, this kind of looks like an elevated field almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great players in the field this week. Obviously, the Texas guys are all there. I think Jordan's playing anyway because, he lives in Dallas. All the Dallas guys.
Scotty's there.
Scotty's there.
Jordan's there. John Ron is not.
Rory's not there either, is he?
Rory's
Rory's
not there
either.
Is Justin? I didn't look that hard at the field because he wasn't.
No,
I didn't see
JT's
Justin's
not
on there now.
No, JT is not there.
So I mean, a decent field. We'll call it a kind of a tweener field.
I'd say a tweener. That's a good way to put it.
It's a tweener field. Yeah.
So Dave, give us the odds for this week. Like who's our top three?
Your top three are Scotty.
Yep.
At 4-1, Jordan 12-1, Victor 14-1one. Hovland.
It's about,
we knew
who Victor was.
Yeah.
So, for all of our viewers, it's like watching a cooking channel show where they have to introduce everybody. For all of our viewers that may not understand,
I'm going to ask this question: is this one of those weeks? And I'm going to say this: is this one of those weeks that Kevin Kisner might be able to contend and not finish 20th because they pay well for 20th on tour?
I think there's a lot of people. I think that's why I think this could be a good event. So I think it could be a decent. Yeah, where's the Ryder Cup captain? What's his odds? Dave freeze on us. What was it?
Iowa.
What was the Ryder Cup's captain's odds, Dave?
What? No, 110-1.
110-1.
And yeah, who were you looking for, Steve?
Kiz. I think he froze on us.
Yep, I think he's frozen. Yeah, Dave,
did you freeze like the frozen
whole thing?
Yeah, where's Kisner?
Um,
Well, Dave's having problem with internet.
Dave's having some technical difficulties over there.
Have a drink, Dave.
Yeah, he's gonna freeze right there. So, but with that being said, I'm still in the lead. And Dave, you didn't get a win, but you came close.
And you're still in the money lead too now, Greg.
I know. So with my pick from last week, so with the first pick in the Charles Schwab draft, Ricky Fowler.
Ooh.
I'm going Ricky this week. Shorter course. Yeah. I like Ricky this week because he's bouncing back. Last time he missed a cut, he had a good bounce back. After that, it was a tough week in majors, obviously, but I think he'll have a good bounce back this week. So that's where I'm going. I'm going with Ricky this week.
Ricky, 30-1.
Okay, that's not bad.
So I had a couple picks. Ricky was on my list. He was probably fifth on my list. I did like him. I do like him this week. That's a good pick. I thought about the reigning Bay Hill champ in Kurt Kitayama. Thought about that. Looked at it. Thought about some of the guy that played with Michael Block on Saturday because I feel like that's a good course for him. Mm-hmm. Looked at it. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna give some rep to Squares Golf this week.
Yes, I almost picked him too. I like this.
What did
bet.
what did I just say? He was 100. What did I just say? He was 110 to 1.
Who, Sep?
Yeah,
Sep's 110 to 1.
110 to 1.
Coming off of a top 10 at the PGA.
Yeah,
He played well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take Sep Straka on a short golf course. I'm in. I'm
okay.
locked in on. I'm locked
I
in.
like
on
that
Sep
pick.
Yep.
I feel this is close to the Honda from, and he's won that before, so I think this is a good good pick. He was one of the ones I was going to go with this week. So
I thought about Jay Rose. I thought you were going to take Justin Rose. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see you taking Ricky. I thought you were going to take Rose, but
no, I thought about well, I'll wait till Dave goes and then I'll tell you what else I thought.
Well,
about.
because Greg took my number one pick because I thought he was going to go Justin Rose too. So I'm going to go Justin Rose.
Justin Rose, okay.
Because Rose was my number two. I looked at Tommy Fleetwood. I thought Tommy would be a good pick, but I think he just hits the ball too far.
Golly, I'm gonna ask this question: is Tommy Fleetwood this generation's Colin Montgomery? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that dude should have gotten a win a long time ago. We'll just call it what it is.
So
and don't get me wrong, winning on tour is not easy.
No, he's a great
player.
player.
And he's a great player, but like, let's be real, he probably should have won. He probably should have won long before this on tour.
So here's what I'm gonna say, and I hope it turns out better. Speaking of being like someone's generation, is Victor Hovland starting out like Phil Mickelson and just getting so close in majors, just not getting over the hump yet?
Are we? I mean, Phil, David Duval, like, we could go down the list of guys.
But Duval gets. I mean, Phil made it. I think. Yeah. I think Victor's going to be more like Phil in the sense of he's finally going to get there at some point.
Well, Victor had no short game to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, let's start with the fact that his short game was terrible, and the fact that if he won on tour at all, it was a miracle. It meant he just hit a bunch of greens because his short game, he couldn't chip to save his life for a tour player. He has figured that out. He's chipping better. He also knows how to bury a ball with a 9-iron into the face of a bunker, and I felt bad for him for that. Oh. That bunker was almost unplayable. Like, the fact that you're hitting 9-iron and can't clear that, like, there's a problem with that from the middle of that fairway from 170 yards. And
he wasn't the only one.
Correct, Corey Connors. I mean, it cost two of them. It cost two guys the golf tournament. But golly, like, winning ain't easy.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been in contention and just can't finish. And I feel that was Phil up front. Phil was always in contention, but just never got over that hump. And I feel like Phil, Victor will. And I hate comparing Victor to Phil. I'm just going to say that.
Right.
I like Victor.
Let's talk about the fact that Ricky has the runner-up Grand Slam in majors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Ricky has the runner-up Grand Slam when it comes to majors. But I feel like they need to, like, these guys, winning isn't easy, and winning a major is even harder. And we all know that. I mean,
and just to be in contention that much in a major is phenomenal.
Right. Do I think that Ricky should have a major by now? Yes. Do I think if and when Ricky wins one, it's going to be the effect of the Phil effect where the lid comes off and he's going to get more. It's going to snowball and he's going to get more.
Yeah.
Because the dude's too good of a putter. He's got too good of a short game, and he doesn't really hit it offline. When he hits it offline, one, it's hilarious to watch. But two, he keeps it in play and knows how to, like, there's the idea of playing golf, and there's the idea of getting the ball in the hole. Ricky knows how to get the ball in the hole.
So I think that Ricky, I thought the players was going to be that snowball effect. That was going to start it for him. And
then he decided to change swing coaches and chase distance, which is the worst idea ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now I think he's making that comeback, and I think he just needs to hit that plateau again, win something, and then it's going to be hopefully lights out at that point.
Yes, correct.
All right.
Correct.
So we got our picks this week. I think it's time to move on to happy hour.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it is. It was a hell of a weekend. Like,
Yes.
that was. I said coming into this that this major just needs something like to get excited about it.
And I think before
And
I'm
before
going
we
to
do
say
that,
this.
I think Steve needs to backtrack a little bit on.
I do
need
coming
to-
into this major.
That's what I'm leading into. That's what
So-
I'm leading into.
You know what? And it was an outlier this year. Okay, it was. But kudos to Michael Block for making me eat crow. And I will say that I ate crow because I was the one that said it weakens the field. He was the only one of the 20 guys that made the cut. Let's be real.
Yes.
Played steady golf,
Only
which
takes one.
this golf course, somebody posted a meme that was like the PGA of America like trying to cheat off of the USGA.
I like that. They're like a copy. Like, oh boy, I saw that.
Yeah.
That golf course was set up like that rough was ridiculous, and then the rain came in
Brilliantly.
Right.
That
It was set
golf
up brilliantly.
Brilliantly.
But it was also set up, and I'm going to say this: Brooks and Bryson were up there. They're long hitters, and they generate a ton of club head speed, which gives them an advantage when the rough is that thick and that long.
100%.
So, when you look at that and you say, okay, it's a golf course that was kind of set up like a U.S. Open. It's a golf course that when you look at it, it was a long golf course. I mean, but it wasn't overly long. 600. I mean, the par fives you weren't getting home in 2 on.
You had the drivable par 4.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And the shot that Brooks hit there on Sunday was amazing. Let's just call it.
My guy was the first eagle, my pick on Sunday.
But I think that the Michael Block story this week, to me, it did 2 things. It gave credibility to letting the PGA professionals in the event and that they can compete. And he gave a lot of guys a lot of hope. It was kind of the Tin Cup story. It's the Open. Anyone can win.
That's exactly why I said that's what I like about having them in the field is that it makes this possible. It gives you that Cinderella story.
The other thing that the Michael Block story did this week was it gave the PGA Tour an out not to focus on Brooks winning and to focus on a PGA of America member. And the fact that, let's be real, Brooks Koepka, yes, won the PGA Championship. Michael Block won the week.
Yeah.
When you look at what it springboarded him into, the fact that he's in the field this week, he's in the RBC in Canada.
Yep.
Everybody knows who he is. It springboarded Arroyo Tobacco Golf Club in California. Like, there are so many things that it springboarded for him and what he does and brought attention to him that, you know what? I'm going to sit here and clap and say congratulations and thank you for making a cool story for a guy who finished 15th.
Well, and here's the thing, because now with Brooks and the Live Tour, he just goes back and no one's going to watch him again. And I mean, I did love Jim Nance's
that
second
was hilarious.
jab. I mean, come on. That was Jim Nance, legend. We love you. If you would ever come on here, please, we would love to have you because you are the GOAT. You are the
subtle.
GOAT.
So subtle, just.
Yep.
Again, same thing with the CW on the last one, the crosswalk.
The crosswalk.
It's just brilliant. But with Brooks, Brooks should have had this awesome storyline, and he does, and still be on the PGA Tour because you've won your 3rd PGA, which
correct.
He's
puts
the
him in a
6th
class
person.
with Jack and Tiger
6 people.
and
Gene Sarazen and
Saracen
Walter
did it in a match. Saracen did it in a match. No, Saracen did it
He did the match play.
He was, but he did the match play.
But he's still up there with it.
He joins Jack as the only one to win 3 in 6 years.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to throw it out there. Can Brooks win the Grand Slam?
No.
Oh, why?
It depends on which British course they're playing.
God, he could eat St. Andrews alive.
Yeah,
I feel like he could win at St. Andrews very easily.
That's not where I think is his problem's going to lie.
Augusta?
Yep. I think he's going to have a mental block from what happened this year.
I'm looking around and trying to remember what happened. What, like Rory hooking the 3-wood on 10?
Yep.
And why he can't win there?
I think he can do it. So I think he can do it, but
I think whatever happened to him at Augusta, he figured out this week.
He did, but on a different course. Yep. When you go back to Augusta, you're going back to the same beast.
He took the reins on Sunday versus watching what happened. And do I think part of that was Greg's pick in front of him last week at Augusta? And the slow play that, like, again, we've all been there. Slow play is painful for all of us because none of us take a long. I mean, the next one of us to take a practice swing, will be the first. We all just get up there, peg it up, and hit it. Like,
can I tell you I played this on Saturday. We pull up to the tee box at our tee time on Saturday.
Good call, Brad. I would agree with that.
That is a good call.
Yeah.
When we pulled up to the tee box on Saturday, this group pulls up in front of us and they're like, "What's your tee time?" We're like, 7:30. And they're like, "What's yours?" They're like, "Now." Well, it's 7:30 and we have the foursome. So they just go off in front of us. And then every hole we were like pushing them and they were like, "Oh, the guy's in front of us." We're like, "We're the third tee time. There's only one group in front of you and they're a hole ahead of you on the green." Like, they were just making when you pull up and they're making excuses, it kills your game.
I was at I played in the WAGC event at Orange Lake this weekend at Legends at Orange Lake, and we're sitting there and they've closed the driving range at Legends at Orange Lake because they're putting in a top tracer range, kind of a barn style idea where they're gonna have servers and things like that. So cool idea, especially at a resort. And so couldn't hit golf balls. We're standing there, and this group comes up. It's a twosome. There's a twosome on the tee, and the starter's sitting there, and the guy is literally yelling at the starter that they want to play by themselves. The golf course is booked. Our tee time started at 8:12. The golf course is booked until 9:50.
Nope.
And literally, the guy says to him, "You're a half hour late for your tee time. There's a twosome there. You're going with them." And the guy looks back at the starter and says, "Well, then we're just going to play really slow and hold the golf course up."
Which you're probably going to do anyway if you're going to, So here's the thing. I don't care if you play slow. Let people play through. I think so many people get blocked on that. Like but let's get back on track here with Koepka and all of this. I think he could get the Grand Slam. I do think it is. I just think that Augusta, with what happened this year, and falling off there and losing, that's going to be in his head, and you're playing the same course. When you go to the PGA, the US Open, the Open, you play a different course each time, so you don't have that visual of the same place being in your head again. Augusta,
Here's the other thing, though. Did Koepka really play bad on Sunday? It's like he shot 80 on Sunday.
No.
John Rahm came out and just played great. No. Like, he got beat. John Rahm won the golf tournament.
He did, but that's the same thing that happened to him with Scotty. That's why he went to live, is he started playing bad, getting beat.
But he was also hurt. Like, he was hurt.
But he got $100 million payday because he was hurt.
Well, if he can get over that mental block, that's fine.
Here's
now,
if
they play all the majors in New York, I think he's okay.
Dude won 3 in the state of New York.
Now, here's the other question, though. His live contract is 3 years, right?
You bring him back now. You pay the fine with live, and you stick that dagger in live right now. If Brooks wants to come back, and I'm Monahan, I am taking Brooks back immediately because that's the dagger you want.
So I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to throw it out there. Is this if you're going to say this, and I'm all in, is this the college football booster paying the salary of a coach? So do you get Tiger and Rory to cover up the penalty to get him back?
Tiger's digging through his couch cushions for change right now for one type of lawsuit. I'm sure he can dig through another couch.
This is Phil Knight.
Tiger's gonna win that loss up. Tiger's gonna win that loss in a heartbeat.
Here's the thing: Brooks is sponsored by Nike. This is Phil Knight paying Jordan's fines for wearing red shoes. That's exactly what this is. You pay this, you buy himself
funny
out.
Story. Somebody put online on Facebook, questioning Brooks not wearing his Smash team apparel this week
Because
like DJ was wearing his 4 aces. No, so he's still under. So I put my comment was contractual obligations.
Yeah,
a caddy on the Live Tour who I know, and I'm not going to say who it is. Put he's under contract with Nike. Once his contract is up, he will be wearing Smash apparel.
Yeah.
No, come back to the PGA Tour.
Come back to the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You are the 3-time PGA champ. Like, come back.
Two-time U.S. Open. No, two-time U.S. Open champ.
Two-time U.S. Open.
You know that he got a $1 million bonus this week, too, from Live for winning a major. Because that's in their contracts.
Yeah. Where were all the guys waiting on the 18th green to celebrate the
I'm just
they all lost and left.
You know the funniest part was the
great camera work by
was,
CBS not showing it.
Who was the one on the walk that you saw congratulate him though?
Rory.
No. On the walk to sign his scorecard, it was Bryson.
No.
Yeah.
No. You know
yes.
One of the first people to congratulate him that came out to congratulate him. You know who it was? Michael Block.
Correct. Yeah. Well, Michael was on his way out for the award ceremony too. Yeah, and he told Michael, "I heard you're buying. I heard you're buying tonight."
Did you see the video of him and Rory?
Yes.
There's a video of Brooks and Rory. Yeah.
They look like they have a bromance going.
Well, I hope they do because I hope Rory brings him back.
Yeah.
Because I think here's the thing. I was talking to people today, and everyone's like, "Oh, I can't stand people have such a sour taste in their mouth of anyone who went to the Live Tour." And because of everything that goes on with it, from where the money comes from everything you've heard, from, oh, I'm going to grow the game, when no, you went for the paycheck. Just be honest about it. Harold Varner, that's why I respect you, because that's what you've said from the beginning. If anyone says that, they went for the paycheck. Yeah.
Right.
If you want to stick the dagger in Live right now, you go to Brooks and you say, hey, if you want to come back, you can come back.
Right. Well, and here's the funny part. What's the exemption that comes with winning a major? Is it 10 years? It's 10 years, isn't it?
With the PGA, it's 10 years, I believe.
It's 10 years.
Yeah.
So you win a major, you get 10 years. Always respect to HP.
Yeah.
So now you have a player who is suspended, who's currently suspended from the PGA Tour, that has a 10-year exemption on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So I do want to say one thing, and for those of you that saw this logo all weekend, I need to give a shout out to my boys at Dormy Workshop. That logo all weekend, this logo that's on my hat, that's their first major
right there.
That is, and kind of his jump.
A little close on the zoom there.
Great. Yeah, like great, nice picture.
That way, I just took that off. I just took a picture of it.
No, I want to give a shout out to my boys at Dormy for getting their first major win. Couldn't happen to a better group of dudes. They're going to be on our show here in a couple weeks. They make Greg. I know you have one. Dave, you're going to get one here soon. They make the best quality product in the entire business from a head cover standpoint, and kudos to them for product placement.
Here's what I will say about
it. Thanks, Brad. I definitely want to give them a shout out because it's cool for them. Couldn't happen to a better group of dudes, and that was awesome to watch.
Yeah, their head covers are like, I will say, they're like that great baseball mitt you had that you've worked in. Once you have that head cover worked in, it fits. It's one of the best quality head covers you'll ever have.
Correct. So
and
if you don't follow Dormy on social media,
follow Dormy on social media.
Follow Dormy on social media. Their Instagram account's awesome. So
and if you don't follow the Golfing Dads on social media,
the Golfing Dads Tavern, why are you here? Yeah, that's a great question, Greg.
Yeah,
smash that like button.
Smash, like, follow, subscribe, all that.
Exactly,
Fun stuff, so.
all the fun stuff. So, but we kind of got into this. We talked about Brooks winning. It's third PGA Championship, third major in New York, fifth major overall. I mean,
his wife was at home dusting a spot on the shelf.
Yeah, that was great. I love that.
That was almost made. I'm going to be honest with you. That almost made Smack of the Week. Yeah, that almost did.
But I mean, you're right, Steve. You said this before. Michael Block stole the week.
His reaction from the ace was priceless.
His reaction from "you're paired with Rory tomorrow" was priceless. Like everything.
Paul McGinley said it. He couldn't have asked for two better dudes to be paired with. When you look at
Rory,
Justin and Rory, like they're just, again, they'll sit there and have like the video that they showed of them on the driving range and Rory turning around and watching him hit balls was priceless to me. Here's Rory, who I think has one of the best swings in golf. Rory, Justin Day are pretty close to two of the, and Adam Scott obviously is in a league of his own as far as golf swings go. But when you look at those swings, Rory's got one of the best swings in golf. He's probably the best driver of the golf ball on the planet. And he's sitting there watching Michael Block, who I don't know hits it within 70 yards of him off the tee. Mm-hmm. Like, and it was fun to watch.
Hey,
fun to watch.
That's the thing about golf is anyone can play with anyone. And just because you hit it far, it's about managing the course and playing the right shot for the right.
He hit a 7-iron from 151. There wasn't a tour player on the planet that hit 7-iron on that hole on Sunday. Mm-hmm. There wasn't.
No.
And he was still in contention.
I think Bryson hit 9 or wedge from there.
Probably wedge. It was
probably putter.
Wedge. Yeah.
He probably hits his putter 200.
I mean, Bryson's wedge goes, 170 anyway? So it was probably wedge. Yeah. Like, I just think that there's a, good for him, good for a PGA professional that competed with these guys. I hope he does well this week. Dave, what are the odds for him this week? Again, can you go over that real quick?
400 to 1.
400 to 1 this week.
1 to win. Let me pull up the
dude, I don't care if he comes in dead last.
Wasn't it like 2 to 1 to top 40?
2.5 to 1 for top 40, 10 to 1 for a top 20, 5 to 1 for a top 30. Well, all bets that I took.
His adrenaline is going to be pumping this week. He's going to be hitting that the 8-iron from 150.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. He's a teaching. I think as a teaching professional, part of what he teaches is how to be calm on the course. And I think the stage wasn't too big for him this week. The cameras, the TV, being paired with Rory and Justin, it wasn't too big.
Funny you say that. When I caddied for Michael Ray earlier this year at the LPGA event, we're having a conversation on the range. He'd never done anything like this. And I said to him, "You're used to playing music in front of 50,000 people." He said, "Yes." And I said, "Great. So when they introduce you as country music superstar Michael Ray on the first tee, you're not going to freak out." And he goes, "No." And we literally got to the first tee and they said, "And now on the tee, country music superstar Michael Ray." And I watched his hands. I watched his hands start going like this.
Yeah.
And I walked up and I stepped in and I was like, "Listen, just like on the range, just hit that driver, throw it down there, just like you hit on the range." Yeah. And he hit one about 10 yards and it snagged in the rough. And we're paired with Maurice Allen. So it's not like we're paired with somebody who doesn't hit it very far. We're paired with, a world long drive champ, a guy that hit it across Niagara Falls. And he said to me, he goes, "I didn't realize how nervous that would make me." I want you to think about the reception that Michael Block got on Sunday when he's walking down the steps laughing as they're chanting his name and clapping for him. He's not even going
block party. Block party.
Block party.
He's got to do falling in the block party.
And the fact that he could grip a club and hit one that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if there's anybody watching this show right now that could have literally gotten off that tee.
I couldn't get off that tee if there was nobody around and they didn't announce my name.
That's true.
Well, that's a whole nother story, Dave. But no, I really feel like like when you look at what he did and what he went through, that a guy that doesn't do this week in and week out, that's not used to playing in front of, I mean, how many people around that first tee?
And to be honest, if you
5,000, 10,000?
If you talk to most teaching professionals, they don't get to play that often because they're teaching and working the course.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know what? And yes, he's played in like 24. He's probably played in 2 dozen events between.
Yeah.
He's played Torrey Pines. He's played Riviera back when they used to be able to get into Riviera. He's played. I think this is his 7th PGA Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has tour experience.
But you know what?
Yeah,
it was just
fifth PGA.
He enjoyed the moment, and just he was on that runner's high is what he was on.
Yeah.
And
correct.
And he didn't come down from it. He didn't let himself come down from it. And that's the hardest thing is like he didn't let all that hype, everything around him. He was just like, I'm just going to enjoy this and play my game. And that's what you should do every time you're out there.
What he needed to do on 18, and as calm as he was hitting that third shot up and that putt for par, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, that up and down might go down in the history books as one of the greatest up and downs I've ever seen.
If he's 2 inches short on that, it snags in the rough.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that putt that they said on TV, everybody missed right. His hung in there. Like,
yep.
I feel like when you look
but
at
I don't think there's anybody happier for him than Rory at the end of that tournament. I don't think there's anybody happier than Rory for him.
Or the awkward hug when he hit the hole in one from Rory.
Yeah.
Because he
didn't know.
I know. He was like, wait, what? Why are you hugging me? But that was
it went in. It went in.
Yeah. Here's the thing. A few times in life when you get that moment, like you're either gonna fold like a lawn chair or you're gonna live up to it. And he lived up to that moment.
We watched the amateur fold at Augusta.
It was and I'm going to say this.
Played well for 3 days and not on Sunday.
Right. The hole-in-one was the Randolph Juna moment of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And for those of you out there that don't know who Randolph Juna is, just go watch Bagger Vance. That's all I'm going to say.
You need to tune into our
then
podcast.
You're not going to get a lot of references on this show.
Yeah, no, never. I mean, that was the Randolph Juna moment of the week, and it was awesome. Like, Rory said it. He goes, I hated that hole. I played it awful all week. He goes up and knocks it in the damn hole. Like,
yeah.
It's one of those things that just, it made this major what it is. And it stole from the whole live golf PGA hype. It just made it about teaching. It made it the PGA Championship. It made it flat out what it is.
We could be sitting here talking about the rain and the weather for 3 days, but here we are talking about Michael Block.
And that's on our list, is to talk about the course and the weather. But
yes.
Why? Like this was just such an amazing story. Like it's one of those things where you just had an amazing run and you've qualified for next year. You got your exemption quickly to this week now, and also to the RBC Canadian Open. So,
and who knows what it holds for him after the next 2 weeks.
So exactly,
we may not hear his name again until next year's PGA when it comes back around. Like, remember when? Or he could go on a run of a lifetime here.
Well, here's the thing. Either way, no matter what happens from this moment on, I guarantee you, every year at the PGA, they will turn back to this moment.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Okay, and let's look at the events coming up on the PGA Tour. Hold on. And let's look at this. Because if you're a tournament director and you say, okay, so Memorial's next weekend, he won't play Memorial, then he'll play the Canadian because Memorial's a elevated event. Then there's the US Open. He may play in that if he qualifies. If you're and then the Travelers, which is elevated, right?
Right.
And then you have Rocket Mortgage. If you're the Rocket Mortgage,
hold on.
Are you?
I'm looking on ESPN. Can we take one of the players out of the match and put him in?
Yes, please. Let's do that.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
let's sub out somebody and put him in the match.
Okay.
You know
So
what
if
course
you're
John Deere.
you would play well? John Deere.
John
I was just
Deere.
to say John
John
Deere.
Deere. I knew
no.
what.
So if you're Rocket Mortgage, John Deere, Barbasol. Barbasol's the same week as the Genesis, so it's an off event. If you're Barracuda, which is the same week as the British Open, as the Open Championship, and it's in California, you're taking him.
Yeah.
If you're
But here's the thing. If the next two events go poorly, say he goes plus 20, plus 15, bottom of the field, nowhere near as well as the PGA, are those events going to look at something like that? Like, hey, it was a feel-good story for this week of the PGA. It's kind of run its course. Or
That's what I think. That's what I think they're waiting.
Or
on.
he gets another top 20, a top 15, and people just go, kind of a good guy to have around right now.
I think if he makes the cut.
So limited field, if he makes the cut this week, limited field, the Hero World Challenge, do you bring him into the Hero if you're Tiger?
Yes. And here's why.
If someone drops out, yeah.
Okay.
Because who in PGA
First
like,
up, who watches the Hero from Albany?
I've literally been to it. So I have my ticket right over here. So
nice.
Here's the thing. I went when it was at a little course called Isleworth. But
there's that course,
where it used to be played.
Yeah, there's that.
But Rory, who played with him, is I think who would be like Tiger, bring this guy in. I think it would be fun to play with him out here. So I think yes.
Right. If you're Zach Johnson, do you bring him in as a captain, as an assistant captain of the Ryder Cup?
So a
Why
captain?
not?
No, you put him on the team.
His job is to coach.
Especially with, let's
Steve,
just be
that's the
real.
wrong glass.
Well, I got a refill.
Okay.
This glass actually is from Fenway. It's a Fenway Park etched one. Has the Red Sox logo on the bottom of it.
But why wouldn't you have him as a coach?
You had Michael Jordan. You had Michael Jordan as assistant captain. Why would you not bring him in?
I think
give him that.
But here's the thing: you have to, if you're going to do that. Back to Dave's point, if he's making cuts and keeping his hype up, yes, because we're not going to get to the Ryder Cup for a few months, or you just do the two events since this, no matter how you do, but keep that hype kind of going. If you keep going into events and you kind of fizzle off, then no. And by the time we get to the Ryder Cup,
then you're done.
That hype's gone. So it's going to depend. But I think if the Ryder Cup was next week, you 100% would have said that. Yes.
You're outfitting him and bringing him there. Well, here's the thing, though. The Ryder Cup's in Italy. If it was in America, I definitely would have him there. And I would send him out inside the ropes with every group. Like, you're going out with group one. Go. Have fun.
Yep.
High-fiving people on the tee. Like, I would have him there. Just do it. Do your thing, dude. Get the crowd in.
Yeah.
I think that would be a interesting thing. But
so can we lead into the Ryder Cup?
That's what I was about to say.
And the umbrella.
Well, let's just lead into the Ryder Cup and live. So with Zach Johnson talking about that, if you're up there in points and you're eligible, you'll be considered for the Ryder Cup. Which, why wouldn't you want Brooks at this point with the way he's playing?
Well, he's what? Second. He's second in points.
Yeah.
He's second in points. To me, yes, you're taking Brooks. I'm not. I'm not. There's
sold on
three
DJ.
guys. No, I'm not sold on DJ either. Although DJ did have the funniest comment of the week in the press conference,
especially for a dad.
Right? Were you throwing the kids around? Yeah, bigger kid. That was hilarious. Here's the. I'm not sold on DJ because I haven't seen him. He's played great in live events, but you've beaten 47 other players.
Yeah.
What's he done in the Masters and what's? And what did he do this week? Nothing. Bryson played great this week. And again, on a golf course that's set up like that, as far as he hits it and as strong as he is, great. It sets up great for him.
But Bryson, here's the thing with Bryson lately is he is up and down. Like for a few holes, all of a sudden he's doing great, and then he falls off.
Who do you pair him with?
Who, Bryson?
Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's it, though. But I feel like Brooks you could pair with
anybody. Because this is where we should be playing the DJ drunk speech at the Ryder Cup, where Brooks and JT are in the background, and then you get Brooks going.
Yeah, I need another one. Who had another top 20 from Live this week in another Master?
Another major.
Former
Reed.
Masters champion. Yeah,
P. Reed. I saw it, and I was like, "Oh God, really?"
He's playing kind of since being on Live. He's not his outlandish, like loudmouth, annoying self. Which, to be honest, on the Ryder Cup, I loved.
But again, does anybody see it?
Yeah, good point.
Like, go back to Nance's comment.
We only see it when
you might have missed it. You might have.
We only see it when he finds his ball in a tree,
or in a bunker where he just drags sand out.
And that's the other thing. Do you really want someone that I mean, you've seen so much controversy about cheating.
And what does he do what does P. Reed do to the team room? Like, I feel like he's a bad locker room guy. And at the Ryder Cup, you don't need bad locker room guys.
No.
I feel like
that's why Europe, I said for years, was better than us, was because they had that team morale and mentality. Like they came out
playing team. They grew up playing team golf too. They had a team mentality from the beginning because they grew up playing that. Here in America, we're trying to get that way between PGA Junior League and all the other things, US Kids Golf. Like, they're trying to get more of a team mentality. You don't have. I really feel like the Justin and Jordan team that grew up playing against each other and together. Yeah, like that's really the first team that has come up into this when you look at it. And you know what? Why are they so successful? Because they're but they know how to play. Like, they know, hey, listen, he's going to hit one here. And, like, I feel like Justin, if Jordan's going to stuff one, like, Justin would be like, he's going to stuff one right here, and watch Jordan just hit one to, like, knock one in.
It's like when we all play together. I play with friends out here too. When you know each other's game, it makes it so much better. Because you know how to calm that person down when they're having bad shots. You know how to say, like,
hey, watch,
I know
Dave's
exactly
hit this
why you
one
missed
in the water again.
You know. But here's the thing, Dave. When I say I know you're going to hit this one in the water again, because I know what your swing's going to do. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah,
like it's
why on 13 at Harbortown, Dave, we knew you were going to hit the railroad ties.
But it's also like, hey, this putt's from 30 feet. Let's let Dave hit it first and see where it goes.
Exactly. Like, exactly.
Well, because at that point, I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather putt first, Dave, and let you putt behind me to see the line.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I would rather have Dave read the line.
Scramble. Yeah.
Dave read the line. You hit the putt, then Dave and I putt. Like, that's in a scramble. That's the winning combination right there. But that's to our point, because we know each other's game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like your cat.
I feel like. Dave's caddied for me. It wasn't very good.
You putted well that day. It was all the shots that took you to get to the green.
Dave wasn't swinging the club for you, buddy.
I did par the first two holes. We'll
yes,
leave
you
it
did.
at that.
And one of them was from outside 15 feet.
It was. That par on 2 was pretty good. No, you know, when I look at what we're talking about the Ryder Cup, and I think Zach's comment, when I look at what Zach said, I think his comment was very pointed when he said, if you qualify on points, you will play. I think that meant to them, you guys better qualify on points because I'm not picking you.
Yeah.
And because the question then becomes, if he picks them, so here's the problem. If he picks a live player,
it's a double-edged sword.
It's a total double-edged sword, because what does it do to the PGA Tour players who didn't go to live, who didn't take the money?
But here's the other edge of that double-edged sword. what if you don't pick the live players and we lose?
And you lose big.
Here's the problem. And let's be real. And let's look at what Europe has right now. Eddie Pepperell, Ryan, like who does Europe really have?
Yeah.
To contend, like they have Rory, they have John Rahm, and I'll give them those two players.
Tommy Fleetwood.
We got a Hulk.
Fleetwood.
His name's Scotty Scheffler.
They got Tommy Fleetwood. Matt Fitzpatrick. Go beyond that.
Victor Hovland.
Okay, Victor 5.
So, but that's a good core right there to make a run.
It is. But you're going to bring in a bunch of guys who have never been there before that play in the DP World Tour that are going to get to Italy and literally not know how to act like Michael Block did on the first tee when literally the cheers walking down to the tee box would have made you freak out.
You're to bring in the Molinari brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Why? They're old and they can't play. What have they done?
It's true.
But they're still eligible and they're in Italy.
Yeah, but again, do you bring them in as captains? The problem that everyone said at the last Ryder Cup was that Europe had to get younger. U.S. got younger. Why did we not take Phil at the last Ryder Cup coming off of winning the PGA Championship? Phil was not a member of the Ryder Cup team.
Yeah. Well, there's other reasons.
He won the PGA Championship. Well, that's true too.
He's like Lightning McQueen. I had my nap and I've had my oil pan changed.
But we had a reigning major champion that was an American that had a huge Ryder Cup record that wasn't picked. Why? Yeah. Because we needed to get younger. We had to go younger. We had to look at the future, and we waxed them here. And now, granted, we haven't won on European soil. Like we have been awful on European soil for so long, but. At this
point, we
had
to pick the best players, and that's why. Like Phil wasn't. He won the PGA
because he won the PGA, but the rest of his starts in the PGA Tour was terrible. I think the best one was a T17 in a limited field event.
Picking him as a legacy pick at that point, like really, when we need to make the smarter decision. But that goes back to my point.
But look at what
don't look at what Europe has. No, don't look. Yeah, don't look at what you could beat. Like, don't pick like pick the best players that are out there that are going to give us the best chance to win. And if we dominate because of that, let's go dominate in the Ryder Cup.
So are we taking a guy that showed up with a Ryder Cup umbrella this week?
Yes.
If he is the best choice out there, yes.
Yeah. Because if the U.S. gets waxed and with no live players, that gives live ammunition going forward saying, hey, you didn't take the best players.
He also wasn't the only one sporting Ryder Cup stuff. Did you see the K tape on Jordan Spieth's arm?
Yeah, the USA K tape. I did see.
Yep.
I did see that.
Like
the KT tape. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing: take the best players out there. Like you got to take out this rivalry with Liv and the PGA and all that kind of stuff. Unless you're saying that's the end all be all and you want to go with that, then cut the line there and do it.
Yep.
But if you want to take the best players in the world for your team, take the best players in your world. But I like Zach's comment of you better be there on points.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that comment was made on purpose.
Yeah.
I think it was a pointed one. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was a great comment. So, what
can we talk about people bombing people with golf balls on the course day one?
Speaking
Joel
of bombing, no, that was in the practice round. That was on Wednesday in the practice round.
That was on Wednesday. Okay,
yeah,
and Bryson did it. Bryson did it on Thursday.
Bryson hit a player.
I know. That's my point. I'm just saying people getting hit out there.
Yeah, there were a lot of people getting hit out there. Joel Damon's reaction was better, dude. He gave the dude a hundo for $17 beers. Like,
he asked him how much was a beer. No, it's here. I got you for the rest of the day. That is why
I think that may have made him through another 2 hours.
Joel Damon is basically if you pull the fan out of the crowd to play, and all of a sudden it was amazing.
So
there you go. That's Joel Damon.
Funny. His caddy played Oak Hill today. His caddy's a scratch golfer.
Yeah.
And shot 85.
85.
As a scratch golfer.
Like that shows you what that course setup
Yeah.
was great for a major. Like that's what a major should be. We talked about that last week. We don't want a birdie fest.
Greg, I'm going to ask this question. I think
What would
you or
Dave
I
shoot?
probably, yeah. The question is, what would Dave shoot?
I know. I knew where you were going.
120, huh? 120.
What tees is he
120.
playing?
The same tournament tees. Tournament
Okay.
tees.
On the front 9.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over. And I'm caddying. I'm caddying. I get the caddy for that one.
I kind of want to see that, Dave, because I think you can do. I think 120 is actually a good over/under line.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm still taking the over because I think the minute he got in the rough, you wouldn't know what to do.
Dave, I believe in you. Yeah, it's true. Actually, that's a good point.
That's my problem with taking the over is that the minute Dave hit it off the fairway, we're dead.
You might need to learn how to hit driver off the deck real quick. Over. Wow. Our fans do not have confidence in you, Dave.
I think Dave froze again.
I do think.
I think the frozen tundra of Iowa froze Dave again.
Well, with that, I think that wraps up the major week. I think that takes us.
Are you letting him back in?
Well,
device is not connected.
Oh,
device
wow.
is not connected. Oh boy.
We'll have to get. Dave's having some technical difficulties. His computer is like Phil Mickelson this week.
Hey, respect. Here we go. Add to stream. Hey,
there he is.
Dave. Brad says bad game respects bad game. That's why he took the over too.
But I think that would be interesting.
Yes.
I think it would be interesting to see.
I do think that, with a setup like that, with greens that fast, although I think Dave putting would have been fine on those greens.
Yes, the putting doesn't worry me.
Wait,
you are right. The rough is what...
Do I have to play it in the rain or in the sun?
Doesn't matter.
Can we talk about the fact that as much rain as that golf course took on Saturday, you never saw a puddle?
Yeah, it rained well.
Nowhere on the actual course of play. Off to the sides, like in the gallery areas, you did see some puddle. That was it.
You did. And it almost, I should have saved it. There was a guy that ended up going Tom Kim, because Tom Kim almost made Smack of the Week too this week. Can we talk about that really quickly? And falling into the marsh and getting all covered in dirt and
that
mud.
Was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Some guy looked like Tom Kim. Some guy looked like him, and then he asked if he could go rinse himself off in the pond and ran and belly flopped into the pond. It was hilarious.
Cool. Pond's good for you.
Pond would be good for you. Things you don't do in Florida. We'll take that for 10,000, Alex.
Exactly. Well, let's bring that into speaking of the Smack of the Week.
Now, both of these have to do with rain. One of them comes from the PGA. One of them does not. But we've got two winners this week.
Oh, stay right. Boy.
I love that he says stay right.
I don't know what you hit, bro, but I am so glad you let go right when you did, because it would have been in the water and it would have been gone.
I'm going to say this. I've played that golf course multiple times. I've been inside the ropes there. That might be one of the hardest tee shots I've ever seen to begin with. Playing it in the rain, I don't even want to think about it.
Stay right.
No, hey, before I show this one, so
as long as
we never got a nasty gram.
We never got a nasty gram. We just got put on pause by the PGA Tour for that.
Hey, PGA Tour, we love you. We're just trying to promote your your
right.
and your what's out there. It is not anything for us. This is all about what's there. So we do apologize for anything that we do.
Correct.
This is all about promotion, not anything that has to do with anything else. So
Now this one comes from the PGA Championship, and I feel like if Dave played in the rain, this might be Dave.
Oh yeah.
wait for it. Oh, you don't have the second throw on there. He throws that.
Hold on.
Twice.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have he picks it up from the ground.
Yeah. This is the second toss.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there. We've all
yeah.
thrown a club
Yeah.
multiple times.
I've never thrown my driver though.
Oh, I've thrown my driver many, many times. More
I've
than
watched you throw
I'd
your
like to
driver. I've
remember.
watched you
Yeah, I
throw
know.
your
I've seen Greg snap the shaft of his driver. He's not happy.
I have broken a club over my leg.
No, the only time I've actually broken my driver was I actually hit it off of a tee box marker, and it was my tee shot. It wasn't out of anger. I've never broken a club out of anger.
No. There was that one you broke at Orange Lake that time that you hit a bad tee shot, and then all of a sudden your driver snapped. And you changed shafts really quickly on the first hole.
That wasn't me.
That was Golf League. You did it. It was in Golf League.
Golf League?
Yeah, you did.
Dave, do you remember this?
I don't remember last week.
Okay. All right.
That's fair.
Anyway. So, well, going off of Smack of the Week, I'm gonna steal off of here. I want to talk about. We talked about the Charles Schwab Open, but when I was picking my players this week, I had to go through these, and just some of these are freaking hilarious. By the way, Parker has already withdrawn, but this looks like the before and after of a P90X like photo.
Yeah.
Right here, and then
I'm waiting for I already know the best one that's coming. So
the best one is yet to come. So
it is
the next one. I just got done fishing with my dad, and I need to go take the picture for my golf tournament next week.
Yeah.
Like he looks shocked in this photo, like he just came out of the rain.
Yeah.
Aaron Badley, I love this because this is I bring my guitar to parties.
No, this is the love child of Keith Urban.
It is.
Is what this is.
It is the love child.
I know how to play Dave Matthews songs.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Then runner up for best photo this week is one of my favorite players on tour, and everyone's after Full Swing. And actually, I have this hat now, and I should be wearing it on the air. I snuck into this photo shoot.
And his tournament.
No one knows I'm here.
He's like the high school teacher that wears the same outfit for his entire career for every yearbook photo.
That's true. Yes.
This is, and then the winner, and this has since been corrected, but it was on there for a few days. Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You got it completely off.
Here's the problem. Who in the IT department did that? I mean, let's be
You had one job. You had one.
Again, let's go back to Phil Tippett, dinosaur supervisor Phil Tippett. Yep. You had one job. Like, come on.
One job.
One job.
Like,
there were raptors in the kitchen. Minwoo Lee's face is covered. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, that is great. But with that, I think it's time for
last call.
Last call.
I have no clue what's up with my internet tonight.
But neither do we.
Yeah. User error.
But
is it an ID10T problem?
I don't know. I have a booster box.
Did you turn in your TPS report this week? Because if you didn't turn in your TPS report, so I'm going to add
just
this
sit here at my desk and make it look like I'm working.
Well, when you freeze, like all those kids that were like, "Oh, I'm going to make my background look like I'm frozen on my computer, so my teacher doesn't think I'm actually going to play video games."
Yeah.
So as a golfing dad, I found a great new way to mark my golf balls this week, and actually, I don't mark them. My son now loves marking my golf balls. You give him a Sharpie,
That
and now
is
he
amazing.
draws on my golf balls to mark them. And that is how my golf balls will be marked. That's my unique mark now, is a lot of scribbly lines on my golf ball. And it gives that good connection that he had a part in my game. So,
yeah.
You know, I'm going to say this. Here's the thing. All of those balls are Bridgestone, right?
Yep.
I'm just going to say this. Dave, do you ever play the same golf ball 2 balls in a row?
If I hit the ball in the fairway, yes. If I
Okay.
lose the ball, no.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a unique way to kind of do this. And it just gives that connection. So finding those ways to be a golfing dad and have those connections and get my son into the game. He loves golf, and like when I picked him up today from school, he wanted to come back and be like, "Oh, I want to draw on the golf balls." And I was like, "Yep, we'll do it." So I had him do another box of golf balls for me.
Nice.
What else you guys got this week?
Next week, let's look forward to next week really quick. There's part of me that's excited about next week, and there's another part of me that, because like I look forward to this person's comments during our show, but Brad's actually going to join us next week, and talk about adaptive golf and talk about the Karen's Cup, and unfortunately, we'll have to probably bring up the fact that he's not going to Pinehurst.
You know what we could do? We could just not have him on the show and just have him comment, and we'll just keep putting his answers up in the bottom like this. Like we'll just keep showing.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of comments, where's Lee and Rob tonight?
Rob was here. I don't know where Rob went. I don't know where Lee is. Like Lee is.
Where's Shanking Duff tonight?
I know that.
Thanks, Rob.
I haven't faced it. There's this one too. Right. Oh, here he is.
Oh,
there we
go.
Lee's here. The party can start. Rob,
here's my buddy Eric. He worked the adaptive last year at Pinehurst. Eric, I think you're still in Chicago this week, aren't you?
I was actually asked to caddy for that event. I just don't know that timing wise I can get there. I was asked to go up and caddy for either Chad or Adam that week, and I would love to be there. And I would love to be there. I wish I could. Yeah, and I wish I could because it would be a good week. So I'm out of town the end of that month for a member guest, and I just can't be there.
I told Brad he was to be up in Des Moines for an adaptive event, and we got a wedding that weekend. I can't make it up.
Oh, Brad's a good dude. Right, I'm excited for Brad to be on here next week. Except for the fact that just takes away all of our comments for next week. So I'm disappointed in that.
But Brad, you may not have a face for radio.
Eric,
he doesn't have a face for anything.
Eric, please hold my room at your chateau for the 2024 U.S. Open.
Hey, Eric, I'm going to ask this question. Can we all come up and can we have tickets? And then we'll do our podcast from the U.S. Open.
Eric can
you arrange?
Or your living room, whatever works best.
Whatever works best. I'm not really worried about it. It's yours. Yes. Yes. I'm in.
Eric's my buddy here from Indy that moved out to Pinehurst. So when you have a buddy move away, it's nice when they move to a great golfing destination that you can go visit them. Way too many times last year.
Iowa is not the great golfing destination.
I know that. That's why you need to pick a different place to move to, Dave. I'm just saying. So
we have cornfields and baseball.
You do have baseball, so I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Brad called top bunk, by the way.
Eric, I apologize. We're not actually
going there
at your house. So, but with that being said, that was a great week, everybody.
Yeah,
great week, great major. Can't wait for the next one.
Excited next week to talk. Excited to talk next week. Recap Colonial. Look forward to the following week, and then also talk some adaptive golf with Brad. That'll be fun next week. And really excited about that. So
Perfect. Well, cheers, everybody. And
Block party.
don't forget
Block
to
party.
tip your bartenders. Block party. We need those.
Don't forget to tip your bartenders. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. And hope
Thanks
everybody has an
everybody for
awesome week.
watching.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
See ya.